What is up, Need for Speed Racers? It's your wheelman, Alex Cornnut, the mad scientist at this point. I'm losing my mind, you guys. If you haven't watched my video on the Nissan Skyline GTR, the S-Class one, it says all the secrets nobody's telling you. Go watch it. Go watch the last half of it after I give the build. There's so much tech and information in this game that is not getting exposed that you need to see. I'm not going to re-explain all of it because that video was 20 minutes long. Just go watch it. Just spend 10 minutes, learn about the game. It'll change your days. But for this video, we're going to delve right into B-Class. The guys have been working on this. Big shout out to my boy Bradzky and my boy JD Jinx. Both of them were working on this car in parallel, not knowing about each other. They both sent me builds really similar to each other, and we kind of honed in on it. And this is the final build, but I had two guys that were working on this car, and both of them were doing it at the same time, not knowing about each other. I didn't know they were working on it, and they're like, hey, here it is. And they were like one part off each. Like, they were super similar. So both guys get credit. I love my squad. I love my team. And it's like, it didn't even start out as that. It was just like all the guys were wanting to share builds and do stuff, and we're just collabing together. And now I'm the mouthpiece for this huge group of people behind me that are just propping me up and giving me the builds, and we're going nuts out here, guys. I've got a backlog of like 10 cars I need to bring you, but one at a time. We want to bring you something that's completed. Take note, we're running super wide body kits, and we're running the Kumo 2 lines, as we call them. If you don't know why, go watch the video on the Skyline that I put out. It's the S-Class one. It's important. We've got a big-ass splitter on the front. Typically don't run those. Got a big-ass diffuser on the back. Typically don't run those. There's a reason, but I'm not going to tell you in this video. Go watch the other one. Okay. M3 convertible, 2010, BMW. B159. This car's really fun for B-Class. It slots right in there with my other B-Class cars. It's personal preference, but a lot of guys like BMWs, so this is for you Beamer boys. It's a pretty good one. It's one of the better BMWs in the B-Class space. Is it the best B-Class car? No, I don't know what the best B-Class car is. We come up with a new one every day, it seems like. But they're all on par with one another. The game is actually pretty balanced. So just get a car you like, build it, drive it, enjoy it. You don't have to do the wide body kits. One thing I will say is body kits make the overall profile and hitbox of the car bigger. So if you're weaving in between traffic, now you're running this bigger, wider car. It's more things to operate, and it's harder to squeak through, tiny gaps in traffic when your car's bigger. So if you don't need the handling of the performance, which in B-Class you really don't so much, we were looking for like the most optimal traction beast kind of deal, and that's kind of what this fits into. But if you're wanting something a little skinnier, go run that as well. Just do whatever you like. At the end of the day, it's like what you enjoy is more important than what is optimal and what is meta. So that's why I bring you like this car. I don't think it's the best B-Class car, but I think it's a really good B-Class car. I think it's better than the RX-7, and I brought you that one, so here we are. Let me slow down. All you guys are here for the build. You don't give a shit about my opinion, so let me just bring it to you. All right, we are running the flat 12 4.9 liter. It's the sport motor, 385 horsepower where it starts out. From there, for your parts, you are going to run the Elite induction. You're going to run just regular sport ECU. You're going to run regular sport fuel system. You're going to run regular sport exhaust. You are going to run a Pro Roots supercharger. You are going to run Pro Nitrous. We had a couple extra points to play with on this one, but we couldn't do it over here because anytime you get this car above 130 miles an hour, it puts it into the next class. I've kind of discussed that on other builds. The B class is kind of like fixed into this weird thing with if you got too much horsepower and torque, as soon as you get over that 130 mile an hour threshold, it bumps you out of the class. Like that. Just exhaust takes us to A+. We skip A entirely, so just keep that in mind, you guys. That's why we build these things a certain way. For the chassis, or the shocks, if you will, we're doing Elite road suspension. We are running just regular Pro brakes. We are running Elite grip tires. We are running the Elite clutch. Like I said, we had extra points to play with, so the clutch gets thrown in there. For the transmission, you need to run the 5-speed sport transmission. Any of the other transmissions take you right to A+. We are running the Elite differential because this car isn't full grip, so you need to run the Elite differential to give you the most slider to get you as close to full grip as you can. Auxiliary, up to you, as always. Nitrous grip, nitrous near miss is what I'm running on this one. You might find you want to run nitrous drift and nitrous draft. Like, you do you. Whatever your play style suits, do what's best for you. Don't copy me. Do your own thing. Use my builds as a baseline. You might make a bunch of changes and like it a lot better. That's great. I would prefer that. I would prefer you guys do something a little different so that way you're getting the most out of your play time. Handling. 80% grip, so we're running the slider all the way over to the left as far as we can. Steering sensitivity, I found this car wants it to be a little higher for me, so I'm 1, 2, 3 off of center. Downforce all the way high. You can play with the slider pretty much anywhere to the right or to the high side of center, and it'll stay in the class. If you go anything to the left of center, it puts it to A160. So stay to the right. I think high downforce is really important, so run that, you guys. Traction control off, drift entry off. For the styling, as we're going to start getting into this with each other. So for the body parts, I'm running the biggest splitter I can put on the front. When I'm doing splitters, I'm looking at what's going to give me the most length. This one actually does, but this car really doesn't even need a splitter because we're kind of in a low tier class, so I went with that one because I thought it looked a little better. But do you test the car, see if it even needs a splitter for your driving style. It probably doesn't. For the front fenders, I'm running these big old wide boys out here, the Speed Hunters one. I mean, if you look at the profile, like we're adding like a 1.5 feet of width to the car overall by doing that. So it's like we're making it a wide boy. For the tires, we're running the Kumo 2 lines. For the stance, I'm running it 1 or 2 clicks to the left of center, and I'm running 1, 2 clicks of camber on both. So 2 clicks of camber over, right height, 1 click down. Try different things, see what works best for you. I don't know that this car actually needs to be a wide body. You could probably get away with it being skinny and have just a good time with it, but keep that in mind. And if you don't know why I'm doing these things, go watch my other video, the Skyline S-Class video. All the secrets they're not telling you. It's a long 20-minute video. Learn something. Come back and you'll be like, oh, that's why he's doing these things. Yeah, guys, that's why I'm doing these things. Because we're scientists and we're doing different things and we're having a lot of fun. Other than that, you guys, this is going to give you the BMW M3 in B-Class, 130 top speed, 516 on the horsepower, max torque of 472, quarter mile, 12 seconds. I run these things in manual transmissions, you guys, so if you're watching me on stream and I'm pulling away from everybody else and you're having trouble doing that, switch it up, guys. Drive a manual. It's where it's at. You can launch this car in 2nd gear. You can launch this car in 3rd gear. I think this one actually likes to launch in 3rd gear. It's awesome. It's a little bit to learn, but it's really rewarding. The launch is the biggest thing. Like, you just pull away from everybody else, not in manual. So manual is the meta. Body kits and tires and wide bodies and like stances, meta, like all of this stuff is crazy. So now it's like we have to get a good car and we have to know how to make it like the best after you get the good build. It's nuts. It's nuts. I love it. I love it. I'm just stressed. I got to go through and like retune every car I own. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. I've got a small channel. I'm growing, but I'm bringing you stuff nobody else is. So hopefully that's worth something. You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.